So I first heard about Mordhau, the new medieval slashing simulator, when I was listening to my favorite PC gaming podcast, the Digital Logic Gaming Podcast, a couple of weeks ago. You're welcome for the plug, DLG. After I heard about it, it immediately reminded me of games like Chivalry and Mounted Blade, and these titles that I was always really fond of. So I knew as soon as I heard about it and after I watched some of the videos that I was going to pick up the title. Well, launch week came around, I bought the game, I was so excited to go and play it. As soon as I got off work, I run home, boot up the rig, jump into the game, and I play it for 46 minutes. And after 46 minutes, I uninstalled. I got a refund and I called it quits. I was insanely disappointed about how repetitive the game felt, about how I was just getting mauled over and over again, and just gangbanged by multiple opponents in the online mode. Additionally, it was broken. The progression system didn't work. Gold was not being awarded properly, so you couldn't buy new gear, you couldn't buy new weapons for your character, and you weren't leveling up and progressing in the way that was promised when you purchased the title. The result was you had to use these canned character templates, you didn't have any ownership over the way that your character behaved or performed, and the learning curve was so steep that I failed to fully recognize the complexity of the combat system. So after 46 minutes, I uninstalled the game and I got a refund. I go back to work, and then a few days later I see this article from PC Gamer showing that Mordhau sold over 500,000 copies in 1 week. Now, that doesn't happen by accident. Typically, bad indie titles don't accidentally sell 500,000 copies. It just doesn't work. And I recognize that this indie publisher may be struggling with launch week and the complexities of scaling a game to such an incredible extent. So in lieu of that, I did some YouTube searching. I came across Clean, this content creator who covers all sorts of stuff, but right now is doing a lot of Mordhau. He's been in the alpha, and he describes this overwhelmingly complex combat system, something that's really appealing to me, and something that I did not even encounter or learn about or try in the 46 minutes of gameplay I had prior to that. So after I learned about this combat system, I said, okay, I'll give Mordhau a shot. I bought it back with the refunded money, I reinstalled it, and lo and behold, the developers had already solved all of the issues that had happened during launch week. And to learn about this deeply complex combat system, I went through the tutorial, which I also hadn't done the first time around. And in that tutorial, I learned that how it was so important to time your parries. I learned the difference between slashes and drags and excels and stabs and chambers and ripostes, or riposte, or however the community is going to settle on saying that. In the end, I was still bad at the game. I was losing more fights than I was winning, and I was still getting frustrated. But I was getting frustrated with a purpose. I was being frustrated because I was losing at a fair, skill-based game. I wasn't frustrated because I felt like I was the victim of exploits. And so I entered into a duel server, and I found the best guys I possibly could, and I fought them over and over and over again. And then it clicked. I was watching two opponents duel one another to my front. The victor lops off the arm of the loser. The loser falls dead to the ground, blood squirting everywhere, and the victor calmly faces me and flourishes, spinning his sword to his front directly at me. I square up, and I score an easy slash right off the bat, something that he should have absolutely countered. He then manages to get me with a couple of hits of his own, and frankly my play was sloppy. And then all of a sudden, I show that I'm going to jab. He parries. I morph my jab into a slash, and then I excel across the screen, and I land my blade right at the base of his neck, severing his head, decapitating him, he falls over. That was the moment the game clicked. That was the moment I realized that this complex combat system had such incredible potential. Since then, I've been going into dueling servers over and over again, finding the most talented players I can, and facing them over and over again. And I'm not good yet, but I'm learning faster than I ever have, and I'm enjoying the game more now than I ever thought I could before. This is just a story about why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, why you deserve to look deeply into a game and learn the intricacies of it before you call it quits on that game, and how the broader PC gaming community will frequently point you towards great titles even after you didn't give them a shot. The result is now a game that I'm deeply satisfied with, that I'm really enjoying, and something that's going to be featured on this channel more and more in the future. And like I said, I'm not particularly great at Mordhau, but I am learning, and I'm going to share my experiences as I get better. I plan to get so good at this game that I can confidently come onto this channel and share with you all of the strategies and the tips that I use to be successful in duels. Maybe it's just the breakdown analysis of a duel, and maybe it's a highlight reel or a straight up tutorial. All I can say is there's going to be more Mordhau content coming to this channel, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So join the crew, and I'll see you in the next video.